Hello everybody, and just wanted to take a minute and thank everybody that's subscribed to me on all of my Instagram and Facebook accounts. It's really nice to be able to put this content out for everybody, and everybody seems to enjoy it, so I'm going to be doing it more often. One of the biggest things that I want to do is when I get done with a sketchbook, I want to go through it and just kind of give some of my insights as to what I was thinking and where I was at the time or what I was doing. I love watching these on YouTube, so I figured if I put mine out there, I may be able to teach a little something different. So with that, let's get into this. This is a moleskin or moleskin 5x8 or 8x5 sketchbook that I started in 2014, and I just completed, minus a few pages, so I figured it'd be a good idea to go through it. So let's hop into it. So let's see. This first page, I like. This was an idea that I got from a few other artists where they start with swatches of all their colors, and you can kind of see how it reacts to certain things. And I liked it when I was first starting out. This was 4 years ago. I did this, and I found it helpful. Now I just do it on scrap pieces of paper and kind of just keep those things around. I'd like to start doing it in my sketchbooks again. The new one I just started, I didn't do that on. But next one, the next one I'll do it. Here's more. You can see there's I did the Cotman, and the other ones were the artist. The grades of paint, artist grade, are usually a better grade of paint. They have more pigment in them. Cotman use more fillers and keep the cost down on the paint. So this was my first painting I did in this book. This was, I believe, Veterans Day of 2014. Either that or Memorial Day. It was one of the two. War Memorial. I didn't write the day. It was just the year. So, and these were some flowers out in my front yard. You can see I'm trying to figure out how to use these watercolors, and I wasn't very confident with them yet. It takes a lot of practice to get confident with them, and greens are very difficult. You tend to oversaturate them or want to push them to saturation. I'm not quite sure why. It could be the tonal value. I'm not sure. But this was also right around 2014. These first couple pages, it was me just trying to figure it out. And now we have a blank page. And then this was something I did on my break time. A lot of these were done on break at work, where I have about a half hour to 45 minutes at work. And this is what I did. And this was fun. I used a little bit of watercolor and watercolor pencils for this one. And I got into some cloud studies. Here's, I ripped a couple pages out because I was just like, no, they're not staying in there. I won't be doing that in the future. Everything stays. So here's more clouds. I'm trying different techniques. And this one, I found a painting. A lot of these you'll find in my sketchbooks are inspired by a lot of things I see on social media. Like somebody posted a picture, and I'll be like, oh, I need to paint that, So this was from a painting, or a photo that I saw that I tried to make a painting. And you can see I'm actually putting some of the things I was practicing in the beginning of the book into practice, and that's really, really helpful to do. And here's another Sorry, the house is starting to wake up, so I'm going to have to make this video a little quick. This I'm experimenting with. Yeah, I was experimenting with some different color combos and whatnot. This is my very first gouache. It's 3 different colors of gouache. I have black, I have raw sienna or burnt sienna, and white. So tried to do a tonal study. My anatomy on this bird, because it was kind of a freehand bird, not the greatest, but all of these are an exercise and they all have a purpose. The purpose for this one was to figure out how gouache worked and how I could layer it. I really like how I did my background, and I like the glow of a backlighting a little bit that I got. Other parts, excuse me, other parts I'm not really fond of, but that's how you learn. This was around this time of year, in I believe 2015. Yeah, 2015. So this book jumped. There were, this was in 2015 as well. I didn't date it, but I got better at that as my sketchbooks came along, dating them and kind of writing little notes to myself. This is my niece that I tried a little bit of stippling with. The likeness isn't there, but I mean, it came out okay. You can tell it's a figure and it's just little dots, so I'd call that a win. Alright, so next. Here's my second gouache study, just using white and black this time. Very good exercise for all of you beginners out there. Just to start, and I still do it today, just start with black and white and mix your tones in the middle and try to match what you see tonally. You know, how light and how dark. And it's a dance between lights and darks. I try to start in a mid-tone. I tone the page with a mid-tone, and then I go dark from there, and then I will start doing, here's a dark, compare it against something, and then does this need to be lighter or darker? And I'll go darker, lighter, lighter, darker, lighter, darker, till you get to the end and you get to the fun stuff, all the little details, and now these are a lot of fun. So here, this is all water. This is mostly all watercolor for the next few pages. And these are master studies of Norman Rockwell. And the focus and goal of these was try to get how he was thinking about anatomy a little bit, but it was all skin tones. So these are a lot of fun, and they're actually a lot of fun to walk through. I love these two. I thought out of all of the ones that I did, these two are my favorite, and I think I did the best at them. I love, and it's hard for an artist to say, really, but I love this page. This page, if there's one page I could rip out of this and frame, it would be this one. But you know, I kind of had to label it and tell myself. But each one of those could be, I could frame each one of those and be very happy with them as paintings. These two are fun. This is actually Norman Rockwell himself. If you look at the original, maybe I'll try to put the original up in this. If I can figure out how to do that. I'm still new to this. But I had a lot of trouble with her skin tones for some reason. But I ended up getting it in the end. And she's a little splotchy, but she was actually splotchy in the painting. So, and then this one. I don't usually use both sides of the paper, but you'll see it occasionally. I absolutely loved this kid's ears. So the focus of this one was trying to get the skin tone color and get that caricature of the back of his head. I just love that. And then here's Declan, one of my Facebook friends. She posted a picture and the kid just had such great expressions. It's one of those things you just have to paint. So I took 45 minutes on my break and painted these two of them. And yeah, he's a cute kid. So this is right around the time my dog was sick. This is kind of this is an emotional page for me. This is another one I would probably frame if I could. But yeah, this is all about the journey. So, and at the time I was having a hard time dealing with the loss of my dog or the eventual loss of my dog, and these helped. And you guys might have seen this one. This one, I was just playing around with character, and I'm a big Star Wars fan, as a lot of you know. And I painted this one. This one I actually scanned, and people liked it enough where they started asking for prints. And I made prints available of this. So that was kind of nice. It's nice knowing that something that you did in your sketchbook, something you're supposed to screw up, was nice enough for somebody to want. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Here's another Norman Rockwell study. This one was fun. The guy was dirty. You know, it wasn't the greatest photo reference I was using, so I just copied what I saw, trying to figure out how to get those tones just right in watercolor. So, and another one. This one, I just like the expressions on these ones. These kids were fun. He was amazing at expressions and doing kids. It just amazes me, and if I could emulate that in any of my work, I mean that's the ultimate goal. You know. Here's one I would call a fail. It was an experiment. Just using other colors. This is supposed to be my son, but I would definitely to me it's a fail, but you know, it may be nice to you. Here's one that I posted, and I had one of my friends on Facebook really like it, and he ended up commissioning me for a painting of his daughter and his son in a similar pose. So that was pretty cool. But this one was nice. I just like it's a little sister, big brother type thing, and the way she's looking at him. It could be a little sister, big brother. It could be to me, it's more of a little girl liking a boy type thing. Here's that classic beat up girl. This one was fun because I was trying to get those tones around the eyes. And this one I would call fairly successful. And here's one you won't find anywhere. This was taken from a photo of a friend that has these two beautiful little dogs. And I tried to add a little, this is all, I tried adding a little bit of narrative to it, and beware cute, this could have been saying something else in the last few words. The last few letters name, it was, I thought it was better than now looking back on it. This was 2016. Pretty neat. And here's another trying to add story or narrative to something. What would one of these kids be doing today? Probably be on his phone doing a like or nowadays it would probably be an Instagram love sign or something, a heart. But that one was fun. Here's one. I just really liked the concentration on the girl's face as she was putting that in this, and the kid, you know, he looks fairly beat up, and she's sewing his uniform back together. That was kind of nice. You don't see a lot of people or a lot of kids sewing each other's stuff. You know, it's all mom and dad doing it now. But this one was neat. The hands on this one were tough. They're very intricate, and it was fun because hands are such a challenge. I'm going to do a sketchbook just of hands one day. This is one of my favorites too. This, you could tell I was getting a lot more confident with the watercolor. I had done a few commissions, and I was bold, confident. You know, these all start with a pencil sketch, but the more confident I got, the less pencil sketch I did, and the more direct painting I did. And this was one of those. That was a lot of fun. Here's gouache. It's another Norman Rockwell. This is a small part of a bigger painting, but just playing with gouache, getting used to it. Here's this is for a commission, just a color sketch of a commission, trying to get that Payne's gray color. This is a mixed color that I mixed together. It's this one I believe was ultramarine and a little bit of, just a tiny bit of burnt sienna or burnt umber. Or burnt sienna, I can't remember what I used. You can use kind of, it's basically a blue with an orangish brown, just a tad to gray it up. That's all you got to do. That one was pretty successful. We're coming towards the end of this one now. This one was recent. You guys might recognize this. This was literally just sitting at work on the back, out in the back. And I had to paint something, and there was this fire spigot with some barriers around it, and I said, "Oh, well, you're the one." And then this is another one from Facebook. I said, "Oh well, I got to start practicing for a book idea we have that we're working on." So here's a tomato, fiery red tomato. Orange and reds. That one was fun. So, and then here's this one was from a photo. This is gouache. Got a new color into my palette that I had to try out, the aqua blue. Really fun color. I'm going to use it for a lot more of my skies. I just love the tone you can get. And this one, I was just trying to get that light side to look right against the dark, and it was a quick sketch. You know, a lot of these are successes, but a lot of them I look at and I can say, okay, that's a failure. But this one was fairly successful. This one's another from a photo somebody posted on Facebook. I just thank you so much for posting all of your beautiful photos, and they can make really good paintings if you take the time. Like, this is something I would paint up at a larger size, probably change up the colors a little bit. This one was fun. This one, I started to figure out greens in a few of my paintings, and only adding touches here and there, which is helpful. This one everybody seemed to like a lot. This one, there's no underdrawing on this one. This one's kind of taking from a lot of what I did throughout the last part of the sketchbook, and a few of the ones that I did plein air sketches that I went out and did around the area. And I just went at it. Started light, built my darks on top of it, and then threw a bunch of colors on top, and it ended up looking like something. I had seen something similar to this in a Reddit, a photo that was posted on Reddit, and it's similar, but it's not the same. It wasn't a copy, it was just referenced. You know, like, oh, that was a pretty, I remember that. That was nice. And then I went from there and just went crazy with it. That was fun. And that's it. This is just a one of the binder pages at the end. So that's it. If you want to see more, and let me know how I did on this video. I'm trying to keep them to 20 minutes. That seems to be the range I can keep them at, and people stick around. So tell me what you thought. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be posting more. Thanks a lot.